Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Rex Finance, of course, and today we're going to be covering some big TSNP or Humble stock news that was released today. There's a couple of things I want to cover, and then we're going to get into the highlights of the TSNP conference call that took place today, so stay tuned for that. But first, I just have to say, if you have not watched my first video I did on TSNP or Humble stock, you need to go do that now, because this video, in addition to those things I just mentioned, is going to add to the things that I already mentioned in that first video. So you can click the I on the top right hand corner, sorry, wrong hand, and you can also hit the link down in the description below to go watch that video, but I highly recommend you watch that video before watching this one because it'll make a lot more sense to you. And while we're on that note, I'm pretty sure that first video is my first video on this channel that hit 1,000 likes. So can we do it again? Can we? I don't know. Hit the like button down below to help out. Also, especially if you are a fan of TSNP, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are new or returning and not yet subscribed. I'm not like these other YouTubers out here that do videos based on hype stocks. These stocks that are hot right now. I put my money where my mouth is. If I'm talking about a stock on my channel, I'm personally invested in that company. That has always held true. So regardless of whether TSNP stays the hot stock to talk about, I will continue to do videos on this company because, like I have in the past with CleanSpark, Workhorse, Flux Power, all these companies that have well over doubled my original investment, I continue to cover these stocks because I think they're great companies. And that's really part of the reason I've hit $100,000 invested at 19 years old. And really, another reason you should believe me when I'm talking about a stock on my channel is because I have not had a losing pick on my channel. Even my worst investment that I have presented on this channel, Eros International, returned me 30% before I sold out at a profit. So I have a strong name to live up to, and I'm not just going to present on a stock out there just to get views. Now, as most people do on YouTube, I have to say it as well, I am not a financial advisor, so please do not blindly follow what I say or invest in stocks I talk about on my channel. Please do your own research before deciding on whether to buy that company. And lastly, related to TSNP stock, I just want to mention, when you see TSNP after hours drop 90 to 100%, it is just a glitch caused by a T-trade. Now, I'm not going to go into what a T-trade is, but there's a link down in the description below if you're curious on what a T-trade is. But come the next day, the share price will be right back up where it was before that glitch or T-trade took place. And for those of you that are curious, I did end up buying into a position of TSNP way above when I originally found the company at like 3 cents per share. But let's not talk about that. That's for stock twits. We're going to leave it there. But I bought a few thousand shares at 19 cents per share, and I'll be buying more shares on any dips that take place. In fact, one of my members-only Discord server moderators was the one that gave me the idea to invest in this company. He himself owns close to 1 million shares, and he originally bought shares at less than a penny. So do that guy a favor and drop him a follow on StockTwits. Again, that'll be linked down in the description, and I'll also pin it in a comment down below. But give him a follow. And he's just one of many moderators and contributors in my Discord server that have great picks like TSNP and has great return on their portfolio. So if you're interested in joining the members-only Discord server, hit the join button down below, located right next to the subscribe button. So now let's get into what the majority of you guys probably came here for, and that is the Humble conference call that took place just today. So first, I just want to say my initial reaction to this conference call was that this company is even bigger than I had thought. And I'm on record saying this company could become bigger than PayPal someday. And I'm going to get more into that later in the video, so stay tuned for that. I've had a lot of people doubt me and say I'm crazy by saying they'll be bigger than PayPal one day. But it is extremely possible when you consider all that's taking place. And in my personal opinion, this could be a blue chip company over the next 10 to 15 years, depending on how well they execute what they're saying. And I also want to note, people forget that even a company like Nvidia was once on the OTC markets. So if a company is listed on the OTC market, it does not mean it's a bad investment by any means. It does not mean that that company can't become a blue chip or a very, very successful company in the future. But you just have to tread lightly in the OTC markets and find the diamonds in the rough, because there's a lot of rough and very few diamonds. So the first big news of the day was that TSNP has officially completed its merger with Humble. And I don't think people realize how big of a deal that is. They kind of just looked past that as they were looking forward to the conference call later in the day. But that is a huge deal. This was basically a SPAC merger on the OTC market. And just like the reverse mergers or SPACs on the bigger markets, there's always a risk of that merger not going through and that stock or that SPAC play going back down to zero. So the fact that we got confirmation that the merger has officially been completed, TSNP is Humble now, and they will be changing their ticker symbol to HMBL as soon as they get accepted to do so. And that just reduces the risk of this investment falling back down to less than a penny to almost zero, because we know that there's something here with this SPAC play or reverse merger, because TSNP actually is this company now. So the second big news of the day, which I think is even bigger than the fact that they completed the merger, is that they have a tangible product. If you go to their website, humblepay.com, you can see this new promo video. I'm not going to play it in today's video, but please go to their website and watch it because it's really, really neat. But my point with this is, this company has legitimized itself just today. Today is a big deal for TSNP and Humble. They had the conference call, which I'll get into later. They officially completed the merger, and now we see that they have a working, tangible product. 3 things that are almost requirements for this investment to succeed. So in this video, we can actually see some of their products and services in action. So again, I recommend you go to their website and watch this video. So now let's get into the conference call, and a lot of people viewed this as very bullish because again, it legitimized this investment, it legitimized the company and what their thoughts are. But I'm going to show you guys a secret. If you guys want to go back, if you missed the conference call or want to rewatch it, you can do so on their website. Go to humblepay.com, scroll to this investors tab, go to investor call, and it will load up this presentation that took place today. You hit the play button and it will play right through it. So the first thing that stuck out to me about this conference call today is the slide that's on the screen behind me now. This is what really made me realize that this is a bigger investment than I had originally planned for. This company is doing things that I hadn't even realized, but their goal is basically to create Web 3. Web 1 was in the 1990s, which was read only. Web 2 is what we're experiencing now with read and write. And they think the future is Web 3, which is read, write, and transact. They believe everybody by the year 2030 is going to have some sort of digital wallet. So just to explain what a digital wallet is softly, just think of Venmo. But what Humble's doing is much bigger. And again, I'll get into that a little bit later into this video, so stay tuned. So this next slide on the screen now kind of explains what they believe Web 3 is going to be with commerce and connection. Borderless, seamless transactions, spending, borrowing, lending, investing, any sort of transaction seamlessly and digitally. They aim to improve speeds, reduce fees, eliminate middlemen where it's appropriate, and build an inclusive digital economy. And I gotta be honest, I don't think they're too far off in this thinking. Transactions, if you think about it, are taking place more and more online versus in person, which has caused everyone basically the need to have somewhat of a digital wallet. Now, if this continues and stretches beyond borders and becomes seamless and primarily cash-only economies become digital economies like the United States, the upside's tremendous here because Humble is primarily focused in Latin America, where there basically are only cash economies. They're saying there are many, many different fintech innovations and cool technologies that are coming about, and really, they're trying to figure out how to get those into 2 clicks or 1 click for a customer. So what they're trying to build, at least in my eyes, is a Yelp, PayPal, and Venmo pretty much combined and made seamless for the customer, because why not have that be a seamless experience? Instead of going to Google to find local restaurants and then going to Yelp to see reviews on that restaurant and then leaving a tip through Venmo or PayPal, you can do that all in one, and I really think that's powerful, and I can't believe that hasn't been done before. So Humble is primarily going to be focused on 3 business segments, 1 for consumers, 1 for merchants, and 1 financial, which is coming soon, and we don't really know a whole lot about this business segment. But related to the consumers, which is what I'm primarily excited about, that is the mobile Humble Pay wallet. That allows customers to send, request, receive, exchange money between different currencies, and hold their assets in USD, US dollar stablecoins. Now, this is a really cool technology and concept that I hadn't really thought of before. Stablecoins allow customers in Latin America to avoid domestic currency fluctuations by holding their assets in US dollars via the blockchain. And historically, the US dollar has been a pretty stable currency. So this could really be mass adopted, because when citizens in Latin America hold money or hold physical cash It's constantly losing value to inflation, for example. But if they hold that in US dollars via the blockchain, they're at least preserving the value of their cash that they hold. So you may be wondering, what makes this company different from PayPal, for example? Because I've said I think this company could become bigger than PayPal one day. Well, in addition to the things I've already mentioned, unlike US-only mobile wallets like Venmo or Zelle, Humble can go along with customers and merchants to places like Latin America, enabling them to transact with each other seamlessly by the new digital economy. So this digital economy is what Humble is building its products and services based off of. And if you believe in the future of currencies being digital, well, this company and this investment is for you. As I've already mentioned, this is a borderless application. Currencies can be exchanged for other currencies to make payments. They can split payments using multiple currencies. They can hold assets in other currencies. And this is just mind-boggling, and sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around. So Humble was designed specifically for those families that are moving across borders or are living across borders and have issues using their money. The current options for those types of people are expensive and very inefficient. So I'm really excited for this Pay Wallet, but now let's dive into the marketplace that they just announced today. So this is more of the Yelp side of the business. They can have text orders, they can receive payment without making contact with the customer, they can receive ratings and reviews from customers, they can move from paper to digital, and they can also have a marketplace which in Humble's eyes, they can provide the cheapest options available anywhere on the internet. Now the financial side I'll talk about briefly, but we don't know a whole lot about this business segment yet. What they say will happen is you can earn interest, you can pay bills, you can have card services, and you can invest. I'm really anxious to see what they do here because I'm fond of investing, obviously. Another thing that Brian Foote, the founder and CEO of this company, said that I really liked is that they are always actively seeking out mergers and acquisitions to accretively grow. Companies left and right are coming out with new, cool, unique, transformative fintech solutions. And if they can find the right ones to synergize with what Humble already has, the upside is limitless. So the last key highlight I want to mention about this presentation is that towards the end of the presentation, they literally gave us a calendar of catalysts over the next year. Now this is huge. I want you guys to study what's on the screen right now because if they stay in line with this timeline, the year 2021 could be great for not only Humble, but us as investors. They've already completed the merger and next is launching Humble Holiday Deals and the marketplace as well as pursuing mergers and acquisitions as well as country rights. So basically rights so they can operate in these countries legally. So again, they're already testing live products, which is, great to see. They have a tangible working product. That legitimizes their company. That legitimizes this investment. That decreases the risk of this investment dramatically. So to end off, I just want to mention a few of the risks that still come with investing in Humble. This is still a pre-revenue company. Whenever you have a pre-revenue, especially a tech company, there's risk involved because to start one of these companies, it takes a lot of money and a lot of years of losing money. But I will say, if they can successfully launch all that they want to launch, this becomes a very high margin business and a very high margin industry. And that goes without saying. That makes a great investment when you can invest in something with those sort of qualifications. In addition to that, as this merger has been completed, they are virtually debt free, which is big going forward because of the reasons I just mentioned of lots of cash burn taking place in the founding years of these sorts of companies. Also going forward in startup companies, you want to make sure that they are following the timeline they have set out for themselves pretty directly. Now, I have no cause or reason for concern with Humble because of how quickly I saw them complete this merger. I think they're going to stay on track with their timeline, which is going to be great for shareholders yet again. The last and probably the most important risk is that it's almost impossible to value this company currently. At its current market cap, it could be drastically overvalued or it could be drastically undervalued. Or it could be valued just right. We just don't know because we don't know how many revenues they're going to bring in the first couple years. We don't know any of this stuff. But as those financial statements come out next year, we'll get a better picture of where this company should be valued at. So I don't recommend investing any money you're not willing to lose because there's always a chance that it's currently way overvalued. But there's also a chance it's way undervalued and you make a lot of money going forward. So with this stock, I've bought a few thousand shares and I'm going to set it and forget it for the next 5 to 10 years, but I'm going to keep close tabs on the company. If something fundamentally changes that I don't like, I will sell those shares. You never want to become emotionally attached to your investments. So with that, I maintain a hyper bullish mindset with this company and this investment, but there are risks associated with investing in this company. It's just the way it is. If there are any major pullbacks that I deem to be unreasonable, I will be buying more shares going forward. So with that, guys, leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video. I'll be back with a brand new video tomorrow. We have exciting things coming, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you're new or returning and not yet subscribed. With that, have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow. Peace out.